Welcome everybody to a Hobbs Holiday Tournament action right here at Tasker Arena, Hobbs, America. As the girls take the court, and they're going to be hosting the Farmington Lady Scorpions later on. We're going to have pregame, just making sure everything's set up properly. We're going to be on we're going to be on Eagle 100.5 for the radio for this game, and it's going to be a doozy because both these teams are coming in strong. Hobbs at number 2 and Farmington at number 3. Of course, we'll talk about that too. Farmington having a 10-1 record, and of course, your Lady Eagles with a 9-1 record, and they have a 9-game winning streak. Farmington with a 3-game winning streak. We're going to be also talking about a little bit about the boys, but that'll be later on after this game. Of course, they're going to be playing also in the championship against the Cleveland Storm. It should also be a good game as well, as Hobbs has a 5-game winning streak. And that should be it should be a first it's going to be a first for Ronald Ross, as he has his first year as head coach, so he's wanting to get that trophy for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. I want to thank our sponsors for the girls, and that is for Thriftway and La Tienda, Rent Center, Coffee House, Hydrotech, Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Rental, and NMR Pipeline. We'll be back in just a moment, give you details, and get you the pregame started right here. Remember, we're on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, as well as Cool 95.7, the Facebook page. And yes, we're going to be on Eagle 100.5.
Welcome to Tasker Arena. Time for the Hobbs Holiday Basketball Tournament for the girls, the 7th annual, as the Hobbs Lady Eagles play for the championship game against a very tough squad in Farmington, a team that won this Hobbs Holiday Tournament a few years back, and they want to try to knock off the Lady Eagles here on the court here that is known for this big-time tournament. Again, 7 years for the girls in the tournament, 65 for the boys' side of the brackets. Another championship game coming up later tonight with the Hobbs boys as they take on Cleveland. But going to be a big night of basketball here, Ron. Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend with you live. Evie Stuber back at the station. And Ron, it's pretty much a run for the Lady Eagles so far through 2 games and completely just annihilating their opponents in mercy rule fashion. Last night, defeated El Dorado 76-21, 55-point win in that contest. Really not much of a challenge throughout the game. Madison Zepeda, 21 points in the contest. She nailed down 5 3-pointers, 4 of those in the second half, and just an unbelievable shooting performance from her, stroking it through the net. A lot of those were swishes too. Brett Clay, 14. Of course, you expect her to get the double digits as one of the top scorers for the Eagles. And Addison Eberhardt, Addie Eberhardt, goes by Addie, freshman guard, came off the bench for 10 points, including 2 trays. So 3 players getting in double figures and a whole slew of others. They had 11 scores in that ball game, but a complete domination. We've been seeing that 2 games straight. The situation, though, is they got a Farmington team coming in who's also 2-0 at this tournament. Exactly, and it's not going to be an easy one either because there are 10-1 versus 9-1 versus Hobbs Eagles. Of course, they've got a 9-game winning streak. The Lady Scorpions just have a 3-game winning streak, but they are a team that loves to shoot the threes, and so they're going to have to, Hobbs is going to have to protect the perimeter as well as just make sure that they don't foul, because I have a feeling that Farmington can take advantage of those free throws as well. But in the end, you know, it's just going to be basically Hobbs playing their normal game. They're going to be playing the press, pressuring it on the backcourt as well as the front court, trying to disrupt the offense as well. And it should be an interesting game to see what happens if Farmington can retaliate or maybe even react to their defense and have some offense of their own. Farmington won their semifinal game yesterday over El Paso Riverside, 69-60. They were up early 18-10 and had a 29-26 lead at the half. Riverside outscored them 16-11 in that second quarter. Farmington dumping in a total of 40 points compared to 34 for Riverside in the second half. So a pretty tight game, only a single-digit win for Farmington against a team out of Texas. In terms of scoring for the Farmington Scorpions, Chenoa Parrish led with 18 points. Kiane Antilou had 15. And Karis Dale finishing up with 12, so 3 in double digits. Farmington managed to get 6 3-pointers in that game. Dale had 2, Parrish 2, and 2 other players, Annalou and Charlie, also got 1 tray apiece. Farmington out-rebounded Riverside 26-23 and finished up with a total of 5 steals in that ball game. But Farmington is a very scrappy team out there. Having a chance to watch them a few times. They're pretty strong on their starting lineup, but once you start to see the bench coming on, it's not as strong. They're starting to work a lot of different girls in there. That might be where Hobbs has an advantage. They've got a lot of experience on this Lady Eagles squad. Absolutely, they do. And the other thing is history. You know, for them at least, for the Scorpions, they have it on their side because they're 2-0 against the Lady Eagles. Last time they faced them was just earlier this year, last season. That was on the 19th of January. It was a 1-point difference of a game. They Hobbs lost by 1, 46-45. Of course, a couple years ago, it's almost deja vu because in 2021, that's when Farmington won theirs against Hobbs at the championship course for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. And that final score was 61-57. Not going to expect to see a low-scoring game anyway, if anything happens, because the girls have been coming out here. The Lady Eagles have been coming on strong, being able to shoot the lights out. And if they do anything like they did yesterday, they had a ton of threes, over 10 at least, and definitely made sure that they got the victory on it yesterday, and I'm sure they're going to be fired up for today as well. Now, you mentioned that game last year, the 1-point win for Farmington, all the way up there in Farmington, too. The team itself, Farmington, was 0 for 14 from the 3-point line and still got the 1-point win, so their outside shooting wasn't too hot. Kiane Antilou, 23 points and 14 rebounds, a double-double in that game. Of course, she's back this year. And Ayanya Toledo finished with 8 points. Only 1 player in double figures, a low-scoring game regardless. This Farmington team, even though they won, they had 20 turnovers and only 3 steals defensively, so they were coughing the ball up quite a bit, shot 36% from the field, but still got the 1-point win. So sometimes all those statistical numbers don't really matter. The one that does matter is the scoreboard. Exactly, and if they do turn it over 20 times today, you
you know that the girls, Lady Eagles, are going to try to get it up 20 times as well and take advantage of those shots as much as they can. They, just like they did the last couple of days here at the holiday tournament, they're riding high, and they want to go ahead and continue on to get into this at the end of the year, get a victory, another holiday tournament for them. That'd be their 5th.
I was talking to the head coach of Farmington, Thomas Adair, before this game. He's been in the coaching business for 39 years. A lot of that up there in the Farmington area. Had 3 years, third year here at the Farmington program, also several years at Kirtland Central. So he's been in the business a long time. His brother played for a state championship, and he has a lot of history with Coach Ralph Tasker throughout the years. And really excited about Hobbs basketball. But he wants to beat the Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight on their home floor.
Well, that's a feather, and it would be a feather in his cap, because anybody who can beat the number 2 team who's got a 9-game winning streak would definitely be very happy about that, especially in their own on their own court. Definitely would be something the Lady Scorpions will be able to hold their head up high, be able to say, yes, we are definitely ready for this season, and we have proved it by beating the number 2 team in the state.
Hobbs Lady Eagles at this tournament have had some great scoring. In fact, 3 players in double-figure averages in 2 games. Madison Zepeda leads the squad, 18 points, had 17 in the first round, 19 in the game last night, and is 2 for 2 on the charity stripe. Really doing a great job for the Lady Eagles. Brett Clay, of course, averaging 15 a game, 16 in game 1, 14 in game 2. Perfect at the charity stripe, 3 for 3. And Kaislyn Munoz, averaging 12.5 points in 2 games. Started off with 16 and got 9 in last night's game. Hasn't been to the free throw line yet, but the Lady Eagles definitely want to take advantage where they can to try to get it some more chances at free throws. And boy, Hobbs is completely dominated in terms of point production. The first 2 quarters of action, they've outscored their 2 opponents 59-15 in the first quarter, 52-13 in the second. Now, once the mercy rule comes into effect in the second half and you start putting in a lot of subs, the dominance isn't as much in the third and fourth quarters with the clock running. But the first 1 and 2 quarters have been major domination. Again, 59 and 52 points scored by the Lady Eagles. They're really efficient, and their press and their trap pressure that they've been putting on is really causing some teams fits.
And again, not that Joey Carpenter is looking to get a century mark, but if there wasn't for a mercy rule, going on, maybe he could get that in each of those games and beyond as well. But nevertheless, we do have the rules, so we work with it as best we can. That's why he switches out his rotates his players as much as he can, so he gets the most out of them in the first half. In the second half, he knows that he's going to be limited, especially if the team is shooting red hot like they were just yesterday.
Farmington has had their best success in the first quarter of their 2 games here at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Outscored their 2 opponents 40-13 in quarter 1, and in quarter 4 was 35-14. So they outscored them by 27 in first quarter and 21 in the second quarter. A little bit closer games in the second and third, though, that they're trying to beef up their numbers on. But still, 2-0 record at this point in time. Farmington out-rebounded their opponents 50-44 in those 2 games. Outshot them on the three-point line 9-6. And had 21 steals versus 11 for their opponents. So they are a scrappy defensive team. Hobbs better be ready for that. They will be contested around the perimeter. Didn't shoot a lot of trays in those first 2 games. They made 9 of them, as we mentioned. But Hobbs Lady Eagles, of course, are getting some great shooting from the outside. We mentioned Madison Zepeda being one of those. It's really stroking it good.
Exactly. And just as always, we've been told about the fact that this team has been around together for about 4 years, so it looks like it as well. They play very very well together. They know where they're going to be at all times, and they know how to get those passes crisp and clean and get them right there.
A lot of similarities, as we mentioned, with these 2 teams. Hobbs also has 3 players scoring in double figures at this tournament. We mentioned 3 for Farmington, for Farmington right now. Chiroa Parrish has 17 points in 2 games. Kiani Analu, 14 points in 2 games average. And Karis Dale has 11.5 points in 2 games on the average. So, again, those 3 players, Parrish, Analu, and Dale, have stepped up pretty big for this Farmington team. So we should have a good battle going on between the 2 squads as the Hobbs Lady Eagles take on Farmington for the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship. This is the 7th annual, and you're getting live coverage here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube, plus on the Facebook pages we have here for No Mark Broadcasting and the radio on KEJL, the Eagle 100.5. We got the national anthem starting here at Tasker Arena. We will take a 90-second break and come back more championship action. We're back live at Task Arena, the 7th annual Hobbs Holiday Tournament. The girls on the court first for the championship. Lady Eagles are taking on Farmington. So the Southeast versus the Northwest in the state of New Mexico for this championship game. Of course, the Lady Eagles, in terms of championships at this tournament, they won it in 23, 2019, 2018, 2017, and took second place in 2022 and 2021. One of those second place finishes was against Farmington, so they do have some experience at this tournament.
Exactly, so it'll be 2021 champs versus 2023 champs. Should be a good one out there. We're going to see if Hobbs can continue their energy, their sparking, their level of intensity against this Farmington team.
Should mention, too, in terms of the Farmington squad, currently in the Max Preps Bowl, they sit at number 3, but that's just before the actual tournament started here, so I'm sure that'll be adjusted a little bit after we continue and finish up tonight. But they did have a big win against Volcano Vista earlier this season. The number 5 ranked team in the state beat them by 9, 48-39. Kiana Analu had 16 points, 6 rebounds, and Karis Dale 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. They hit 5 3-pointers in that game, held Volcano Vista to 21% shooting from the field, and caused 21 turnovers from that number 5 ranked team. So that's a real good win for the Farmington Scorpions, one of their 10 wins this season. They also had 13 steals on defense, too. Now, the one loss that they had, the only loss this season, was to a team out of the 4A. That was Kirtland Central. And, in fact, we talked about how their coach for the team, Thomas Adair, used to coach at Kirtland Central. They lost to them 53-40 by double digits, so a 13-point loss there. Kirtland Central was up big at the half. That was the cushion of the game, too, up by 17, 40-23. Farmington did outscore them in the third quarter, 13-2, but then were outscored by Kirtland 11-4 to finish up the ball game. And unfortunately for Farmington, that was their only loss of the season. Didn't do a great job of shooting in that game. We're 34% from the field and 6 of 15 from the three-point range, too, so about 40%, which isn't horrible, but wasn't enough to beat that Kirtland Central squad. And Central is always in the championships, the playoffs, I mean, you name it, they're going to the pit to finish up their season. So a very good team. And even though they are the 4A, one step lower than the Farmington squad, still a tough game for them to have to play. And that's right about 5 or 6 miles from each other there in Farmington.
Exactly. And always you get tested. A good team is tested, and if you cannot get consistent play from your players, then you know you're going to have to work on it and be able to get back into it. That is a test, and that they failed that one.
Last year, Farmington went 26-5, 8-2 in district. They were in the same district as Sandia. Sandia was the state champs last year, lost to them in the semifinals of the playoffs, 61-58. So very close finish there for Farmington. They're ready to play against the Lady Eagles, and they're going to wear some black uniforms tonight, the visiting squad. White numbers on top of that. Lady Eagles have the home uniforms, black numbers, and gold trim. It's going to be an exciting one here. The Hobbs Lady Eagles at 9-1 against Farmington's 10-1 squad. As we're ready for some action, your starters for Hobbs: Madison Zapata, Brett Clay, Nakia Mojica, Brent Hargrove, and Kendall Cunningham. And for Farmington, it's Karis Dale, Chenoa Parrish, Carly Conley, Keani Analu, and Aaliyah Archuleta. It's going to be Cunningham getting the tip into the backcourt to get this thing going, and Madison Zapata with the basketball. She comes across the time stripe against Archuleta. Down to the right baseline off the dribble, wraparound pass left corner, 3 on the way for Mojica. What a way to start a game, a swish in the left corner. The fans get to sit down after the first score of the ball game. And a steal very quickly as Mojica gets a steal, goes backdoor to Zapata for the lefty layup. It's already 5-0 early. Trap pressure being applied now, and breaking that with a stop-and-go dribble is Analu across the timeline. We'll slow it up against Hargrove on the near side as she shifts towards the middle in the front court. Cross and remove to her left hand around the circle and hands the ball off to Dale. Uses up her dribble. Good pressure by Hargrove. 5-second count is on. Kicks it up top to Conley. Conley returns it to the near side to Analu. And there's Hargrove with a little check on her hip. Pass over to the far right on the sideline to Parrish. Parrish gets it to the right elbow, and Conley tries to return it to her. Ball swatted, and there, just like we saw last night, Brett Clay with the hand on the basketball in the passing lane. She loves to swat those balls out of bounds.
Exactly. Anytime they can get anywhere around that ball and swat it to disrupt the play, they will be there to do so. But we're looking at Karis Dale, to possibly the junior, to see what they can do with the spark plug for the Farmington Scorpions.
Parrish inbounds up top to Analu, gets it back on the right wing. Bounce pass with one hand to Conley in the right corner. Threads it down in the lane to the left block. It's flicked around a little bit. Karis Dale is able to save it. But throws it up top, though, to Hargrove for the Lady Eagles for a steal. First turnover She takes it down to the other end and tries to thread the needle down low. Looked like several Hobbs Lady Eagles underneath. Kaylin Munoz, one of them. Ball sails out of bounds, but last touch by Farmington. Hobbs basketball left baseline underneath their hoop, leading by 5. Inbounding will be Mojica. Bouncing into Cunningham right block. Turns and fires a shot. Sidewinder hook off the back of the rim. Hargrove tries to chase it down and deflects it. It goes out of bounds on the far left sideline. Will be Farmington basketball. But an early 5-0 lead. Like to have that little cushion to get it started, Ron.
Absolutely. The girls love to do that in every situation they're in.
Steal on the inbounds and almost a 3-shot. Just a step inside for Munoz. Top of the arc. Misses it. But a rebound pulled down by Brett Clay. Clay give it up top to Hargrove. Fires up a very flat three-pointer. She fell to the floor. Counted right through the net. The tray for Hargrove. She slipped on the floor as she was shooting that ball. Very flat shot. And that causes a timeout for Coach Thomas Adair and the Scorpions. 8-0. 2 trays for the Lady Eagles as they lead. We're back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Network. Scorina, Farmington after a timeout, a couple passes, they break the trap pressure. Shot taken on the right block, rejected as Karis Dale was able to pick up the rebound and go back up. Shot from Connie Analu first, and she got the putback and got hammered. So a rebound for Karis Dale and a chance for 2 free throws. They're going to call that one against Hobbs. Kendall Cunningham, her first team foul, and a chance for the first free throw of the ball game. First shot is up, bouncing around the rim and comes off the right side.
Yeah, hit the front and the back and did everything but go in the cylinder.
Dale will get one more. She was 2 for 4 in the tournament so far. Now it's 2 for 5 as the second shot is up and swish. Dale makes 1 of 2, averaging 12.2 points a game on the season. 8-1 the score. Hobbs up by 7. Quickly in the front court, long ball down to Munoz, top of the arc, and she gets bodied into quickly by Farmington. So they're going to pick up a foul here to even up the count, as that one goes against Aaliyah Archuleta, her first team foul. Hobbs basketball, far left sideline of the front court, right next to the scorer's table. We have an all-female reffing crew tonight for this one as well. Ball is in, batted by Hargrove, gets the handoff from Brett Clay, and the give it go back to Clay underneath the hoop on the reverse. She gets rejected, going up with 2 hands on the right side block. She went through 2 defenders. They swat the ball, getting a piece of it, Karis Dale. Hobbs will get it back on the right baseline inbound.
She had a nice catch, but she couldn't set it up.
8-1 the score. The inbound back deep to Cunningham. Fakes a 3, drives the left side of the lane. Bounce pass backdoor to Clay. Lays it up and scored off the glass right side through 2 defenders and counted for the basket and the foul. She loves to split defenders as best she can, and that time weaved through them. Got the foul call as well and a chance for a 3-point play.
Definitely likes to muscle it in there and draw the foul as well. Did both at the same time. Was able to get it up and in. Nice shot, nice athletic shot as well.
Chenoa Paris, first personal, second team foul. Missing off the back of the rim is Clay. And the rebound pulled down underneath by Carly Conley. An outlet to the far right sideline. They're going to say that Hobbs touched it last. Hobbs Lady Eagle fans not liking that. So it will be Farmington basketball. By the way, Brett Clay perfect on the line in this tournament. 4 for 4, 1-1 on this game so far. Or actually, she missed 1, her first miss of the game, or the tournament, I should say. Pass down to the right corner. In the front court as Antelus sends it down to the right baseline to Dale. Drives underneath the hoop, tries to throw up a shot. Cunningham blocks it and then goes for the rebound and takes it herself into the front court. Back door, a little scoop shot with 2 hands, backside left, and putting it through is Kaylin Munoz. Already 4, make it 5 scores for the Lady Eagles, 12-1. A bad pass to the baseline at the other end, taken away for Hobbs by Brett Clay. Turnover number 3 for Farmington. Unloads in the front court to Mojica, right side wing, and she fires up a 3 and nails it. Mojica with 2 trays. Hobbs now with 3 trays in their name. And Mojica now with 6 points and a foul on the pressure defense. Hobbs holding on to one of the Farmington players. That'll pick up their second team foul. See what they're going to call this one against. And that's going to go against Munoz, her first. 5:14 remaining first quarter. Hobbs up by 14, 15-1. The bouncer on the inbound to the far right sideline to Archuleta. Beats through 2 defenders with the dribble. Stops and shoots in the right elbow. An air ball underneath the hoop just waiting for Nakia Mojica, her first board. She'll dribble into the front court. Top of the arc. Fires up a 3. The defender was late off the front of the rim, though. Chased down in the left wing by Carolina Sice, who had just checked in. Up top to Hargrove for a tray. It's off the back of the iron. Ripping it down hard in the middle of the paint. Cunningham, her second rebound. Slings it out left side. Sice going to shoot again. And this time threads the needle right through. Carolina Sice with the tray. That's 4 trays for the Lady Eagles. Up 18-1, a 17-point lead, the biggest of the ball game.
That saw 4 passes go right directly to the players and was fluid enough to be able to get that shot open.
Got a little confusion going on out here. It looked like the ball got knocked out of bounds on the far right sideline. No, they're going to call a foul, a block foul on the Hobbs. A bunch of subs are coming in before they got a chance to signal what the call was there. They're going to call that against the Lady Eagles, and that's going to be charged at Carolina Sice, her first, and the 3rd team foul. Farmington inbound in the front court near side to Analu. Dumps it back behind her to Parrish. To the top of the arc to Conley. Conley has sent it down the right block. Fadeaway jumper by Analu off the back of the rim. No good. Long rebound for Brett Clay. She'll dribble into the front court. Her second board goes through 2 defenders. Leads and shoots on the right side of the rim. It comes off. And on the rebound for Farmington is Chenoa Parrish. Into the front court. Gets to the free throw line to Analu. Kick out right wing. 3 on the way for Archuleta. Clinks off the rim and rolls out to Coach Carpenter on the right baseline out of bounds. It'll be Hobbs basketball. Nobody rebounding underneath for Farmington. Kind of hard to get that one, though. It clinked so hard it immediately went to that base.
It was a run and shoot. As soon as she got to the arc, she was putting it up for 3. Did not get it, and, of course, nobody was set around there to get that rebound. That's the reason why it went out of bounds.
Madison Cepeda checks in for Hobbs. Eliana Armitage as well as Addie Everhart, the freshman guard who had 12 points last night in that big win. She's on the court as well. Looks like Sice will remain out there for Hobbs. Armitage will give it off to the near sideline on the pass to Zapata now in the front court. To Clay on the right wing, bounce it back, but right on the feet of Zapata, able to track it down though with a shovel. Dribbles around the left circle, keeps it going around the circle to the far left sideline. Tries to thread it back up top, ball deflected, but tipped out to Sice top of the arc. Good defense in the passing lane there by Parrish. Kick it back left to Armitage, 18-footer just inside the arc, no good. And rebound at the free throw line for Farmington by Analu. Sends it ahead, but a steal in the paint, taken away by Zapata, tries to save it, but goes back to Farmington. So a turnover for both sides that time. Dish down to the left baseline, 10-footer is good. The ball bounces around the rim and drops through for Karis Dale. Her first bucket, she has all 3 of Farmington's points, who trail by 15. Coming to the timeline and trying to pass Madison Cepeda and get the ball, gets kneed. Yes, right in the middle of the knee that time for Karis Dale. They call that a kick ball, as she did mean to put that knee out there to block that pass. So Hobbs will retain possession in the backcourt. The inbound to Zapata. Takes her time with the dribble coming across the timeline against Charlie to the left wing. Ariana Charlie just checked in. Hands the ball off to Addie Everhart. Dribbles the left elbow, bounces outside and gives it off to Zapata. Fumbles the ball off a double team. Picked up as it rolls to the base or timeline to Clay. Fires up a 3 at the top of the arc. Defender didn't come out and check her that time. Clay makes her pay with a tray. She's got 5 points and the 5th tray. Steal on the inbound as Sice gets it on the left wing. Sends it down the lane to Armitage on the layup right side. That'll be turnover number 5 for Farmington, as Armitage has her first bucket. 23-3, the biggest lead of 20 for Hobbs. And we got a foul as the Eagles try to block a shot at the top of the arc. Come down on top of the arm of Farmington. And they call that against Madison Cepeda, her first 4th-team foul. 1 away from the double bonus for Farmington, but they trail by 20 to Hobbs. 2:45 remaining in the opening quarter. Checking back for Farmington, Karis Dale. And she's got some size out there at 5'9". They'll stack it on the right side of the lane. Does Farmington underneath their hoop. Send back it on the inbound to Dale on the right wing. Kick it down right corner. 3 on the fade for Antalou. Bounces out the back of the rim and hits the baseline. And looks like it's last touched by the Lady Eagles. A battle going on there between Brett Clay and Ariana Charlie. Clay touched it last, and Coach Carpenter wants to bring in a sub and brings back his physical post player, Kendall Cunningham. On the right baseline is Chris Dale. Gets it into the paint. A lot of swarming defenders. A fadeaway jumper put up by Analu off the back of the rim. Save on the right baseline. They're going to say her foot touched, though. Makina Pete, who had just checked in, They're not going to give her a chance to get threaded back into the paint. They say she stepped on the baseline. Inbound to Armitage on the far left sideline of the backcourt. Double team. Passes it up that sideline to Clay. Continues down into the front court, left corner. Flings it up top to Seiss. Seiss down to the right with a pass to Zapata in the corner. Her three is up and good. Zapata, 5 points now. 6 3-point shots converted by the Lady Eagles. It's 26-3, the biggest lead at 23. Quickly in the front court, some passing for Farmington. It breaks the trap. That's Charlie on the left wing. Up top to Thomas. Pivots and gives it off to the right elbow. On the pivot to Dale. Fadeaway jumper and air ball. Pulled down on the right block and put up and in off the glass by Harmony Thomas. Her first bucket and rebound. 26-5, a 21-point Lady Eagle lead. Quickly, Armitage gets the ball in the front court on the baseline. Up top to a wide open Brett Clay. Her three-point shot in and out, no good. Long rebound for Farmington in transition is Analu, her third board. Throws it off left wing. Three for Dale off the glass, no good. Armitage will chase it down on the far left sideline. And that will be her first rebound. Armitage with a stop and go dribble. Comes down the lane. Reverse layup left. Over the rim, no good. Cunningham with a fadeaway rebound on the right block off the glass and puts it through. Great form on that one. Followed through. Has her first bucket and third rebound. 28-5. Back to a 23-point lead for Hobbs, matching their biggest of this first quarter. 1:10 remaining. Steal at the timeline. Armitage takes it away from Dale, goes to the rack and lays it in on the right side. Turnover number 6 for Farmington, and Armitage with 4 points. It's 30-5, Ron, a 25-point lead for the Hobbs Lady Eagles.
Exactly, making them look very easy against this number 3 team.
Harmony Thomas in the front court gets a pass, dish out right wing to Dale. Dumps it right back to Thomas on the right block. She pivots 360, tries a hook shot, rejected by Cunningham. Gets the rebound and pulls it down for her fourth board into the front court. Over to the right baseline. Brett Clay goes to the rack, double clutch off the glass through 2 defenders and scores. Brett Clay now with 7 points. 32-5, the biggest lead now 27. Hobbs over Farmington, the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Bounce pass in the front court to Karis Dale on the right wing. Into the right elbow to Analu, turn around and pass it down low to the right block, overthrowing Thomas out of bounds. Sails to the baseline for turnover number 7.
Yeah, Harmony could not handle that pass, and it just goes sailing right out of bounds.
A couple of subs checking in for Hobbs, Nakia Mojica and Caselyn Munoz. And that's going to be Hobbs basketball. Hargrove will check it in to Munoz at the far left side. Cross court to Clay and gets it up the near sideline right to Mojica. Back to Clay on the give and go. Turns and fires a shot, put on the brakes in the middle of the paint and throws it through for 2. Brett Clay's on fire. She's got 9 and leads the team. 34-5 the score. Hobbs up by 29, their biggest lead of the first quarter. Down to 3 seconds. Driving the right baseline underneath the hoop is Archuleta. I don't think she realized the clock was running out. Tried to pass in the last second up top of the arc, but the buzzer sounds, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles going to hold on to that 29-point lead at the end of one. 34-5 over Farmington. We will take a 60-second break and come back live with the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship for the girls on the Eagle 100.5 and HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Second quarter action getting ready here. The Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship. Hobbs Lady Eagles leading 34-5 over Farmington. And last night, Ron, Hobbs was up 28-5 over El Dorado in that first quarter. So they've even gotten more points than they did last night to open it up.
Didn't expect that, but of course, they're very happy to have it.
Farmington basketball, they inbound to the backcourt. Leading scorer for them, Dale with 3 and Thomas with 2 in that first quarter. Hobbs led with 9 for Brett Clay. 5 for Madison Zapata, 4 for Armitage, 3 apiece for Hargrove Seiss, 2 apiece for Cunningham and Munoz. The back deflection on the pass taken away by Hargrove near midcourt. She takes it up to the rack and lays it in for the right side. That'll be the 8th turnover for Farmington, as Hargrove now with 5 points. Hobbs had 6 trays in the first quarter. They have a hold foul on the Lady Eagles on the trap pressure in the backcourt. That will be the first foul in the second quarter as we reset at 0. Charge that to Clay, her first. Hobbs always aggressive in that press trap situation, Ron.
Absolutely they are. Sometimes they go a little too far. It's hard to control the body, but they still go for the ball.
Inbound comes deep right corner to Dale. Sends it up the far right sideline in the hands of Conley. Drives the baseline right, tries to backdoor pass on the bouncer, but she stumbles and runs into Cunningham for the travel, turnover number 9. And great job for Cunningham to have the hands straight up and keeping those feet planted on the hardwood.
Exactly. It's not easy to do, but she makes it look easy.
Hargrove gets the inbound on the far left sideline. Eagles by 31, their biggest lead of the night. Comes into the front court with the dribble. Stop and go, taking on Archuleta left wing. Continues down the baseline. Leads and shoots as she comes in the paint with 2 hands off the glass. Used her body to protect herself and goes up strong for 2. She's got 7. 4 of those in this second quarter. 38-5, biggest lead now 33. Coming down the lane. Pass from Archuleta to the left block, picked up by Dale. Kicks it out left corner, shot on the way. It's off the rim, no good. Taken by Art Analu. Long rebound for Hargrove on the reverse right side. Misses the layup. Put back up and in over the top of the rim. Pushing it through is Brett Clay with 11 points. Her 3rd rebound as well. So Hobbs Lady Eagles on a route here. 40-5, up by 35, their biggest lead. I'm saying that a lot tonight. 3 shot at the other end, top of the arc. Dale hits the bottom of the backboard. The rebound and a scoop high in the air by Conley is no good. Sails out of bounds on the right baseline. And boy, talk about a scoop. She had the hand almost on the floor and just kind of threw it up in the air and I guess praying that it was going to hit the rim. It never came close.
Desperation shot looked like from here, and definitely with the defense that Hobbs is holding, I can believe it.
Hobbs Lady Eagles up by 35, already at the mercy rule numbers that they'll need for the second half. They don't start the clock, the mercy rule, till the third quarter. In the front court, the pass to Cunningham on the right wing. Bounce it in the paint to Clay with a nice 360 spin. Gives it off right corner to Munez. Her 3 shot off the side of the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound, though. Goes back up with a scoop off the glass right side and scores. Munez has 4 points and a rebound now. And Coach Adair needs to talk to those Scorpions again. Wants to know what happened to their stinger with that 10-1 record. Hobbs is stinging them pretty well right now, up by 37. We'll take a 30-second break. Hobbs 42, Farmington 5. The championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament continues in 30 seconds. Back here at Tasker Arena, the Hobbs Lady Eagles in a rout here in the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship, 42-5 over Farmington. And Ron, before this game started, if you look at the rankings in the Max Preps poll, and this is before the tournament came out just a couple of days ago, Hobbs ranked 2nd, right behind Sandia, who is number 1. But Farmington's sitting at number 3, but right now down by 37 to Hobbs.
Yeah, and they get 57 points a game is what Farmington does. So far, they're not even close to that right now, and Hobbs just holding them strong.
After the timeout, a couple of passes across the timeline to beat the press. Adalou fires up a 3 from the right side and puts it down. First tray of the game for Farmington. Her first bucket, 42-8, down to 34 lead for Hobbs. In the front court, Hargrove driving around to the right baseline, gives a Cunningham free throw, fakes a shot, then throws a hook from the right block, no good. Throw back up on the left block and the tip drill by Nakia Mojica. Count that one off the glass. She's got 8 points and 2 boards. 44-8, Hobbs by 36. Long pass to the front court, shot from the free throw line. Archuleta bounces off the rim, no good. Pulled down to the right block by Mojica, her 3rd rebound. Throws it across the timeline to Hargrove to slow it up now top of the arc with a double screen. Hands it off on the right wing off the dribble to Munez. Down to Cunningham from the right baseline, 15-footer, nothing but net. Sliced it right through. She's got 4. 46-8, long pass up the far right sideline to break the press, knocked out by Cunningham. Lady Eagles doing a good job of getting back on the transition defense, too, as they are getting their hand in the passing lane, not making it easy for Farmington.
And also not making it easy for Farmington. There's already the second chance shots that Hobbs has been getting. Those have been proving very effective. In fact, I think they've missed just 1.
Hobbs has a double-digit score with Brett Clay now with 11. 7 for Hargrove, 8 for Mojica. Got those a little bit out of order there. Inbound comes on the right wing to Parrish. Keeps it on the same side to Dale. Back to the right wing again to Analu. She's going to fire up a WNBA 3 off the side of the rim. No good. Seiss gets a rebound just coming off the bench seconds ago. Her second board. Throws it to the near side. No, actually, she dribbles the near side. Bounce it back deep to Armitage. Goes through traffic. 2 defenders. Weaves through. One hand pass to the left corner to Zepeda. Fadeaway 3. In and out. No good. Tipped in the lane. Loose for a second at the free throw line to pull it down for Farmington is Dale. Her second rebound. Down to the free throw line, shot on the way for Analu. It's off the back of the rim. Pulled down underneath by Zepeda. And boy, Farmington not getting anybody to try to get an offensive rebound. Gives it off to Armitage on the right wing. A spin move, fadeaway jumper in the middle of the paint. And they're going to call the travel. Thought she might have got fouled there, but they're going to say both feet were kind of moving around quite a bit before she threw up the shot. So that will be the Hobbs Lady Eagles' second turnover of the ball game, but up by 38. They call the reach foul on the full court pressure. That was Addie Everhart, the freshman, as she was taking on the ball handler, Keani Analu. Analu is a junior, of course. Addie Everhart, just a freshman. Her first personal, second team foul.
And just like every other player on the Hobbs Lady Eagles, they look strong.
Inbound to Chenoa Parrish. Cross court right in transition. Keani Analu now in the front court. Dribbles to the left elbow, down the lane. Dumps it back door, wide open, waiting for it. Is Harmony Thomas. They look good on that one. Good transition offense. 6 points, make it 4 for Thomas. She leads the team now, 46-10. Hobbs by 36. Still a Mercy Rule score, hopefully for the second half. Pass down the left baseline for Hobbs. As Zepeda dribbles underneath the hoop and kick it out right wing to Seiss. Cross court left to Everhart. To the left corner to Armitage. Crossover move. Weaves through 3 defenders. Little scoop shot over the front of the rim. Boy, made that look like slick butter there with the knife, and she gets through for 2. Armitage with 6. 48-10, 38-point lead, which is the biggest now of the game. Bad pass up the far right sideline, taken away by the Lady Eagles. Zepeda, turner number 10. She's going to stop with the brakes and fire up a 3 off the back of the rim. Kind of an ill-advised shot. Didn't have any rebounders down low, but ball takes a big wicked roll to the near left sideline out of bounds. It'll go back to Farmington. But boy, Hobbs very aggressive on those sidelines defensively. Inbound comes in the backcourt to Parrish. He pivots and spins with the dribble. And they're going to call a hack foul on Addie Everhart. Boy, she's playing some aggressive defense outside the perimeter. That's her second personal, third team foul.
Well, I remember Coach Carpenter saying if they got the shot, then you know what, go ahead and take it. And she did that one. She missed, but unfortunately there was nobody there around him to get that rebound. But still, doesn't happen very often.
Inbounder will be Parrish in the front court, left side. Back to the timeline to Analu. Gives it back to Parrish. She'll fire up a 3 off the glass in the rim. No good. Top of the arc for the rebound. In transition, Zepeda, her second board. Comes into the front court off the dribble. To Seiss on the left wing. Kicks it down to Armitage, left sideline. She's going to put her shoulder down, drive the lane. High shot off the glass, no good. Bounces off the front of the rim, and big long rebound for Analu. She drives into the front court, goes back door. Shot blocked as Thomas went up with it. Put back up on the rebound by Analu and misses off the rim as well. And a rebound for the Lady Eagles. Zepeda with her third board. Now in the front court on the left wing. Backs it out against the defense of Parrish. Top of the arc, kick it right to Everhart, down to the right corner. Seiss going to fire a 3 out the back of the rim. Tip out and a rebound to Zepeda, top of the arc, her fourth board. Try to bounce it down low in the right block, not ready for it that time was Elena Bolton, and it goes behind her out of bounds for turnover number 3. But the Lady Eagles, I would say a little bit of a cushion here, Ron, with a 38-point lead here deep in the second quarter.
Just a little bit with 2 quarters still to play. Yeah, I believe they'd be comfortable, but no, they're not going to play comfortable. They're going to play tough.
Nakia Mojica checks in. Brett Clay's back in as well, and Kason Munoz. A couple of passes to get across the timeline. Analu now in the front court for Farmington. Extended 2-3 zone for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Lofted pass over to Parrish on the right wing. Gives it back over to Analu right side in front of the scores table. She'll back it out with 2:20 left in the half. Hobbs up by 38. Munoz steps out on her. A screen coming behind from Parrish. Parrish throws a block in the back against Munoz. That's an illegal screen that time. And that's going to go against Thomas. That'll be the first team foul against Farmington. Thomas will pick up her first. Also counts as a turnover as the ball goes to the Lady Eagles, the 11th turnover of the ball game. Coming across the timeline is Mojica. Gives it to Munoz on the right wing. Screen from Clay. Top of the circle off the dribble. Returns it over to Clay on the right side. To Hargrove on the left wing. Cunningham will set a screen for her. And give and go back to Cunningham underneath the hoop. She gets double teamed and has girls all over her that time. A foul going to be on one of them. Draping over like some laundry, McKenna Pete and Kayani Analu. One of them is going to get the foul here. That'll be the second on the Scorpions. Wait to see which one gets it. And they'll call that against Analu, her first. Hobbs basketball on the left baseline, leading by 38 with 1:56 left, second quarter. Inbound to Cunningham, and alley-oop. Throws a high shot over the rim and score it in the thick of the paint that time. 6 now for Cunningham. 50-10, a 40-point lead, the biggest of the game. Into the front court, bounce pass up top to Dale. Comes down the lane, backdoors it. High shot taken by Pete. Air ball, Cunningham underneath the hoop for the rebound. That is her 5th of the game. Takes a jump up the near sideline, gets hammered. As swatting on her that time, Harmony Thomas, who has her second quick foul. 3rd on the Scorpions here in the second quarter. Ron, 50 points, and we haven't even got to halftime yet.
Yeah, and fouls haven't really been a problem for either side yet, but that's mainly because Hobbs has been so tenacious with their defense.
16-5 scoring effort here in the second quarter for Hobbs. As Harger gets the inbound, comes across the timeline, gives it off to left wing to Mojica. Screen from Cunningham on the roll as well. Gets the pass on the right elbow. No look to Munez on the right wing. She drives the lane right side. Ball gets stripped out of her hands from behind. As putting the hand on top of the leather was Karis Dale to knock it out. Hobbs basketball right baseline. Mojica to inbound. Mojica's just waiting for some motion on the inbound play. Gets it back door. And there's Brett Clay high off the glass and scores. She was waiting for the ball that time. Has her 13th point of the contest and a 42-point lead for Hobbs. Inbound comes to Dale. Driving hard, gets around Munez down the front court. Bounce pass back to the baseline, and Pete lost it for a second. Gives it back on the right elbow. Shot taken by Conley, and somebody fouling from behind. Looks like Munez or Cunningham getting a piece of her that time. The ball sailed underneath the net. That'll be a foul, though, a chance for a couple of free throws. Now, Munez is going to get the call there. Unfortunately, that's her second personal, 14th foul. Free throw is up off the back of the rim, no good. But getting one more opportunity is Carly Conley trying to get herself in the scorebook.
And these teams that face against Hobbs seem to not be able to get those advantage shots as far as free throws, just unable to get them in. Just a moment ago, though, it looked like that was a pass that just was too far underneath the basket.
She missed both of them. It's 2 for 5 in the tournament so far. Rebound for Brett Clay, her 4th. Throws it down the lane to Cunningham. Misses a little chip shot in the left block. Tries to get the rebound and throw it off the ankle of a Farmington player waiting there as Conley, but they said she was already on the line. So that will go back to Farmington. 52-10 the score. Hobbs by 42 underneath, 50 seconds remaining. Half-court inbound up to the scores table. Sails out of bounds as Ariana Charlie could not track it down. And it'll be turnover number 12 for Farmington. Inbound to the backcourt for the Lady Eagles. In the hands of Mojica. Dribbles right across the timeline. Bounce pass to Munez. Returns to Mojica on the right wing. To Cunningham right wing as well. Backdoor, alley-oop. Double clutch for Mojica off the left glass. No good. Rebound was taken down by Archuleta, but stolen, and a shot by Hargrove in the paint. Rebound by Mojica, reverse layup left side. She can't get it to drop, goes over the rim, and we got the ball knocked out of bounds after that. And it might have been Munez that might have booted it out. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the officials here on the baseline. They're going to give it to Hobbs. 26 seconds left in the half. 52-10 in the second quarter. Inbounding will be Mojica. Bounce it back door to the right block. Turnaround jumper coming up for Clay off the back of the iron, no good. Chased down and now in transition, dribbling across the timeline, losing the basketball. Ariana Charlie, nice tip out from behind by Mojica. She gets the pass in the right corner and fires up a 3 on 2 defenders. Mojica has her 3rd tray of the ball game at 12 points. That's 7 trays for Lady Eagles. 3 seconds left in the half, 55-10 Hobbs. In the front court is Dale. Does not even notice that the clock is expiring and does not even get a shot off at the top of the arc. The Hobbs Lady Eagles with a major lead here in the second quarter as we head to the half, 55-10. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the halftime show, the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. The Lady Eagles in control here at Tasker Arena. Back here at halftime at Task Arena, Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship, the 7th annual for the girls, as the Lady Eagles leading big. And that's just an opportunistic word. 55-10, 45-point lead of this game. And Ron, things going pretty well for Hobbs. They've converted on 7 trays in the contest, out-rebounding Farmington 22-14. I'm very disappointed, though, in the Hobbs Lady Eagles foul shooting, 0 for 1.
I know, right? Well, you know, they're going to have to work on that, but more or less, they definitely don't have to get that. Trying to get those second-hand shots or second-chance shots, well, I should say, and definitely getting those put in and just avoiding those fouls, it seems like. But maybe just Farmington just not pressing enough, not doing enough to be able to get those fouls called against them. So either way, 5 in the first and 5 in the second for the Scorpions. Did not expect that from a team that is ranked 3rd in the 5A, but still, you know, with this Lady Eagles, you never know what's going to happen, but except for the fact that they're going to be defense, press, and confuse that offense, something fierce.
We should also mention, too, Brett Clay has 4 rebounds, and that's exactly what she needed to have the record for Hobbs High School for a career rebound. So congratulations to her as she picks up that record on the 4 boards she needed here just in the first half alone. And pretty exciting. She beat Anaya Joseph's record that goes back to 2019 through 22. The 7:10 was the number of the record currently, and now it's going to be 7:11, and add on to that when Brett Clay continues to rebound in this game. So a great job to do that here at the championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament.
Yeah, that's another feather in her cap as well. Besides the fact that they're going to get the championship, it looks like, unless the things go wrong. It'll be 2 years in a row for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and definitely something that they'll be able to say that is a start of the season. They didn't win the championship for the state last year, so this year around they're feeling good, and they're going to make sure that they get into the state this year with a headstrong momentum.
Farmington had 3 scores in the first half, led by Harmony Thomas with 4 points. Karis Dale had 3. She had a bucket and 1 of 2 from the line. And Kiana Analu finishing with a tray and 3 points. So nobody really doing much scoring for Farmington, having some trouble with the basketball. They've had 14 turnovers in the first half. 14 rebounds, though, so they got some girls crashing the glass, including Analu. She's got 5 boards so far, 3 for Dale. They're the leaders. And 1 for 4 on the charity stripe for 25%. The Hobbs Lady Eagles, on the other hand, with 7, making 8 scorers in the first half. We already have 2 in double figures. Brett Clay, 13 points, 4 rebounds, as we mentioned earlier, and has a tray to her name as well. 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. That was her first miss from the free throw line during this Hobbs Holiday Tournament in the 3rd game here. Nakia Mojica doing some good stuff as well. She has 11 points on 3 trays, another bucket as well, and 4 rebounds. So a great game for her so far. Clay and Mojica combining for 24 of the 55 Hobbs Lady Eagle points here in the first half. Ileana Armitage coming off the bench for 6, and talk about a 6-man. You love having Armitage out there. I mean, she's just not, going to be the double-digit scorer every night, but she's going to make steals. She's going to thread and weave her way through pressure traffic in the lane, in the backcourt, and then go to the rack with some very acrobatic layup attempts.
always consistent is her play, and that's the reason why Joey Carpenter likes her in there. And she's just a junior, so she'll be here next year. You know for certain that she'll be one of the 5 starters next year. She could even be a starter this year if the way it's going. But, of course, you got some great seniors ahead of her, so that's the reason why she doesn't start. But she does come in off the bench and be able to provide some great fireworks as well as points, as well as assists, and even some rebounds and even some other block shots, and maybe even steals as well.
Kendall Cunningham, post player for Hobbs, of course. 6 points for her, has 5 rebounds at this point. Madsen Zepeda coming off some big numbers in the first 2 tournament games. Only has 5 in the first half, including a tray, but we've seen some very good performances from her at this tournament. It definitely has to be in contention for the all-tournament team as we get towards the end of this game in the second half. A couple other scorers in the game. Brent Hargrove, forgot about her. She had 7 points, including a tray and a couple other buckets as well in the second quarter. Carolina Sice coming off the bench for a tray. She's got 3 points. And Kaitlin Munoz has 4 points on a couple of buckets and a rebound. Look at the numbers for the rebounds in this first half. Hobbs 22 and Farmington 14. The leader on the boards at this point. Actually a tie, 3 players at 4 apiece. Zepeda, Clay, and Mojica are second, I should say. Cunningham leads the team with 5 boards in the first half. Lady Eagles with 7 3-pointers, just 1 for Farmington. Hobbs only shooting 0 for 1 on the free throw line, not many attempts there, and has 3 turnovers compared to the 14 they've been managing to get from Farmington. So all the numbers looking good except for the free throw right now, but It's hard to beat 45-point lead at halftime. 55-10 your score. Mercy Rule will start the third quarter. We're going to go take about let's make it a minute and a half break, and we'll be back live with the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship. Lady Eagles hitting Farmington. Come back with us.
Welcome back to Hobbs Holiday Tournament, the 7th annual for the girls, and they are big right now as we start the third quarter. It is 55-10 over the Lady Scorpions. And with the call here is Ty Friend.
Of course, this is the first of a doubleheader. The Hobbs Lady Eagles in the first championship game. Then the Hobbs boys will be hosting Cleveland in the next one. And Cleveland, of course, has some experience in this tournament as well. So a lot of good basketball tonight here at Tasker Arena. If you're coming to the game for the boys, of course, you can catch the last bit of this one. Should be a quick finish, though, with a 45-point lead for the Lady Eagles. This one will be done quick with that Mercy Rule clock underway now. As we start the third quarter, be Farmington basketball. Inbounded to the backcourt to Chenoa Parrish. Sends it across the timeline right wing to Dale. To the right corner, a three on the way for Annalou as soon as she caught the ball. Off the rim, top of the arc, taken down by Cunningham. Her sixth rebound into the front court. To Hargrove left corner, no-look pass. Wide open Nakia. At the right wing, her three's off the back of the iron. Chased down by Cunningham. No, that's Brett Clay, but gets the ball ripped out of her hand. That'll be a turnover, but her fifth board. Only the fourth turnover of the game for the Lady Eagles. Into the front court with the basketball, top of the arc. Kayani Annalou. She'll give it off to the left wing. Dribbling left to right now is Archuleta. To the right corner, wide open for a tray. Off the back of the iron, no good for Parrish. And now another rebound for Cunningham, 2 in a row. She's got 7. Comes down the paint, throws it to Clay. Reverse lamp on the left side. Clinks off the rim, no good. Cunningham follows up with a tip drill from the left block and puts it through for 2. She's got 8 points and 8 rebounds now. Get close to a double-double. 57-10. Hobbs at their biggest lead of 47 as the Mercy Rule clock continues. Coming down the lane, 1-2 and up for Annalou. Misses out the back of the rim. Chased down on the baseline by Brett Clay. She's got 6 boards. She is the career champion when it comes to the record for rebounds for the Hobbs Lady Eagle program. As tonight, she's got more than she needs for that. Hargrove gets the pass in the right corner, dribbles around to the left side of the circle, almost a 180 there. Returns back to the right wing to Mojica, threading the needle down to Cunningham in the paint, right side reverse, lays it off the glass for 2. Cunningham now at 10 points, and now she is 2 rebounds away from a double-double. 59-10, Hobbs up by 49. Steal down the lane as Cunningham rips it away and throws it into the front court to Munoz on the right baseline. That's turnover number 15. A shot is taken. And a foul as getting the basketball coming down the lane that time was Nakia Mojica. Got the foul, too. She'll get a chance for a three-point play. Mojica now with 13.
Bounced all the way around the rim, looked like, before it dropped in. Just a nice, soft touch, and was able to get that to drop.
Dale, first foul, first team foul as well. As the shot is up and swish for Mojica. Make it 14 for her. That was only the second free throw attempt in this ball game for the Lady Eagles. 62-10 the score, up by 52, their biggest lead. To the other end we go. Dale has to get the pass on the right wing. Tries the shot rejected by Cunningham. Throws it to the timeline, but kind of a desperation heave. The ball loose, picked up by Brett Clay with a scoop shot coming down the right side of the lane. Whistle kind of late on the play. She got hit in the back of the head. They're going to get the 2 free throws now, as that'll send Clay to the line on the foul. Clock's running at 5:18. Should stop on the first free throw, but it is running regardless, as they'll get the foul call on Aaliyah Archuleta, her second team foul. And the free throw off the back of the rim for Clay. So her numbers will stay at 13 right now.
0-2, and yeah, looking not so good on the free throw line for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Everything else, though, looking sharp.
Yeah, she was perfect up until this game of the tournament. Makes her second free throw. No, 14 points more importantly for Hobbs. We'll take those. 63-10. They try to pass it up the near sideline on the inbound, trying to break the trap pressure. It sails over the head of Karis Dale. That will be turnover number 16.
Yeah, the ball went into the band, so they had to retrieve it from the band.
53 points lead here with the mercy rule in effect. Throw it over to the right side of Munoz. To the free throw line, pivoting is Cunningham, dump it down low to Clay, turn around, hook shot off the right block, hits off the glass and hits to the baseline, out of bounds. It'll be Farmington basketball.
Lady Scorpions unable to score yet.
4:17 left, third quarter. Couple of passes to come across, a spin move at the timeline by Parrish. Bounce past the right block, fumbling it though as Conley wasn't ready for it. Tries to throw it back in the lane to Dale. It's loose, picked up again by Conley on the right block. Tries again to throw it in the lane off the leg of Brett Clay, who picks it off for another turnover and sends it ahead for the Lady Eagles. On the right wing to Mojica, cross court left to Munoz, drives the baseline, gets ridden by the hip, no call. Tries to throw up a scoop shot off the back of the rim. It's no good. And a chase for the rebound. It's Archuleta now in the front court. Shot from the left elbow. In and out, no good. And Cunningham spins for the rebound underneath the hoop. She's got 9. One more board, and she's got a double-double. Aletta Hargrove in the front court. Comes down the paint. Throws up a high-arching layup over the rim and count it. Hargrove saw an opening and went to the rack that time. She's got 9. 55-point lead for the Lady Eagles, their biggest of the ball game. At the other end is Parrish left wing. Gives it off same side to Dale. Dale dribbles to the left elbow, throws it across court to Anilou in the right wing, dumps it right baseline to Conley. Fade shot for the block and scores. Conley now with 2 points, her first of the game, 67-10. Hobbs up by 57. In the front court, a bounce pass right wing to Mojica. Gives it to Cunningham, free throw line. No look pass over to right wing to Hargrove. Her 3 goes in and out on the shot. Pulled down in transition by Dale. That's her 4th board. Gives it off left wing to Anilou, front court, double team against her. Unloads the ball to that far left sideline, same side to Dale. To the right elbow, pass to Conley here, wide open Jay off the back of the rim. Off to the races again is Clay for her 7th rebound. Comes to the other end of the court. Finds Hargrove in the left corner, gives it off to Clay on the left wing. Cross court right to Munoz. WNBA 3 is nothing but net. No defender on her whatsoever. And Munoz now with 7 points. That'll be the 8th tray for the Lady Eagles in this ball game, up by 56. It looks like a timeout for Farmington. The biggest lead of the game for the Lady Eagles at 56. And some subs will be checking in here. 60-second timeout. We'll take half of that, 30. 2:23 left, third quarter. Hobbs 68. Farmington 12. Championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament continues in half a minute.
Welcome back to Hobbs Holiday action here. Lady Eagles are up 68-12. We're still in the third quarter. We got Mercy Rule going. And with the call here is Ty Friend.
Yeah, it's been pretty much a blowout from the start. Hobbs up in the first quarter, 34-5, a 29-point lead at that point. Hobbs definitely dominating in that game. First half of play, They added 21 more points in the second quarter, only 5 added on for Farmington. So complete domination even by halftime by 45, 55-10, and now it's up to a 46-point lead at this point. Mercy Rule clock will get underway once this timeout expires. Hobbs working on their 10th win of the season already. Farmington has a 10-win season, 10-1, as they won a couple this tournament. Farmington basketball in the front court. Keani Analu drives the left elbow, jumps in the air, sails it over to the left corner. Pete's going to try to drive baseline left. She just checked in. Returns to the right wing to Charlie. Crossover move. Throws an air ball past that. Analu who's able to pick it up. Throws up an air ball herself on the shot from 3 over the rim. No good. Pull down for the Lady Eagles in transition by Armitage, her second board. One hand pass down to the right corner to Zepeda. Gets a screen from Munoz. Gives it back to Munoz and again to Zepeda on the right wing. Cross court left. Wide open is Addie Everhart. The 3 from the freshman. Nails it. Her first shot of the ball game, and now 9 trays for the Lady Eagles. Everhart had a big game last night, too, with double digits and 12 points and some threes. 71-12. Hobbs up by 59 in this game, biggest of the game. In the front court, spinning is Analu, top of the arc. Fires up a shot with a fadeaway left elbow. Comes out the back of the rim, loose in the paint. Bonnie's going to the floor for it, and guess who's down there? Armitage, as usual, as she's able to tie up a Farmington Scorpion. That was flat on the ground, Harmony Thomas. The arrow's going to go for the Lady Eagles. Up again, 71-12. Clock ticking with the Mercy Rule, 1:10 remaining. And it looks like Coach Adair's going to bring in a sub, a couple of them exactly here. Aaliyah Archuleta and Karis Dale. Dribbling the ball across the timeline, Zepeda. One-hand pass to Armitage, and that was an errant throw. Girls are starting to throw those one-handers, and sometimes too much of a zing on it. Sails out of bounds over Armitage's outstretched arm.
Exactly. Too much air on it will get a deflection.
5 turnovers. Eagles have had only single-digit turnovers in all 3 games of the tournament. Into the front court. Thomas with the pass to the free throw line. Kicks it out right. 3 on the way for Dale off the rim. No good. Rebound pulled down in the right corner by Addie Everhart, her first board. Sends it ahead to Armitage, and this one sails out of bounds on the far right sideline. Hobbs not taking care of the basketball in the last couple drives down the court. That's their 6th turnover. 71-12, though, 18 seconds remaining, third quarter. Hobbs up big. Coming around the perimeter passing game now on the right wing for Farmington is Pete. Lost the ball, taken away by Seiss. That's turnover number 18. Seiss will dribble into the front court. Send it down to Everhart in the left corner. She does a spin move, throws up an errant shot, misses the rim. Rebound pulled down by Farmington. They throw it ahead, and a shot at the buzzer. Dribbles around and falls through. Boy, Ariana Charlie was right underneath the hoop. She waited a second, almost let the clock expire. Throws it up, stays around the rim, and drops in her first bucket. And that will be it for the third quarter as the Mercy Rule ran that clock out quickly. 71-14. Hobbs up over Farmington. One more quarter, 8 minutes away from the Hobbs Holiday Tournament Championship live on the Eagle 100.5, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on Facebook. Hobbs Lady Eagles with a Mercy Rule lead right now, 71-14, starting the fourth quarter over Farmington. Championship of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. Farmington gets first possession, fires a 3 from the left wing. Parrish no good. Ball loose as Belton got the rebound, but it's taken away and a layup over the front of the rim. Put down by Karis Dale. She's got 5 points. That was the 7th Lady Eagle turnover. Now 71-16. Into the front court comes Zepeda. Handoff on the left wing to Armitage. Top of the circle off the dribble, spins at the free throw line, kicks it back over to the left wing to Zepeda. Slows it down, one hand pass up top to Everhart. Over to the right wing to Seiss. Seiss will bounce at Armitage on the right elbow or make it the block. She spins, throws up a shot, misses, gets her own rebound, her third. Kicks out left to Zepeda for a three off the front of the rim, no good. Bolton with the rebound on the right block, tries to back into the hoop. Instead unloads to Seiss on the right wing. Back to Bolton on the right baseline, 10-footer off the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound with two hands and goes back up strong from the right block. Boy, great second effort that time for Bolton. 3 rebounds on her first bucket there, 73-16. At the other end, a three on the way, left side for Analu, hits out the back of the rim, a save on the near left sideline, but right to Seiss as she'll throw it ahead. Zepeda comes down the lane right side, tries to throw up a layup. It's rejected by Archuleta, comes down with the basketball and gets knocked out of her hands by Zepeda, but it will be Hobbs' ball as it does also hit Archuleta. So Hobbs will get it on the left of the baseline there and behind their hoop. 73-16 the score. Inbounding will be Zepeda. Underhands it back deep to Armitage. Kind of a dangerous throw there. Almost went in the backcourt. Armitage saves it, though. Gives it back to Zepeda on the right wing. She'll hold the ball on that sideline. And one hands it back up top to reset to the freshman, of course, Everhart. And the left elbow to Bolton. Pivots and gives it out to Seiss on the left wing. Down to Everhart, left corner. Trying to move this 2-3 zone. And back to Seiss. Yo-yo passing game to Armitage on the right wing. Stop and go dribble. Hippity hop down the lane. Scoop shot right off the front of the rim. No good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Archuleta, her 4th board, and a foul called. Hobbs kind of slapping at her that time. As they'll get the foul charge to Aliana Armitage, her first. First team foul here in the 4th quarter. Clock running with the mercy rule, Ron. 5:43. I don't think there's much of a chance for a comeback for the Scorpions.
No, there is not. But, yeah, that looked like it was going to be all Armitage on that one, but just could not get it to sink in there and had trouble getting the ball back.
Carrisdale gets the inbound in the front court. Gives it off left wing to Parrish. To the free throw line to Antalou, and they got a foul in the paint. Hobbs kind of getting physical underneath there that time. I'll go against, looks like Bolton, Elena Bolton, her first, second team foul. Inbound up top. Archuleta unloads the ball quickly and overthrows Carrisdale on the left wing. Sails out to the fan section over there, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be turnover number 19 for Farmington. With 5 minutes remaining, Hobbs up 73-16. Hobbs outscored Farmington 16-4 in the 3rd quarter. Into the front court, Armitage on the right wing. Keeps it same side with the pass to Zepeda. To Armitage in the right corner. Bounces to Bolton right baseline. Back door, and there's the layup. Waiting for it was Seiss to put off the right glass with 2 hands. She's got 5. Great passing for the Lady Eagles, 75-16. Back to a 59-point lead for Hobbs, matching their biggest of the game. In the front court, pass on the left, or Dale tries to pass, gets it rejected back to her by Bolton in the paint. Picked up and driving with a scoop shot on the left of the rim is Antalou, misses. And there comes the Lady Eagles with Armitage out on the races here. Her 4th rebound on the left wing front court. Backdoors it to Bolton. Bolton almost got her head taken off. Boy, talk about a spicy pass that time from Armitage, as Bolton's lucky to have something on her shoulders there.
Yeah, flung it one arm right to her as best she could. Didn't get it because of her size, apparently. Got it a little low and, yeah, almost took her head off.
8 turnovers for the Lady Eagles. That one sailed out to the baseline, and some mass subbing coming on for Hobbs. On the court now, Corelli Rivera, the freshman guard. Also, Caselin Munoz checking in as well. Arely Navarro, another junior forward. And it also looks like Mojica checks in as well. Into the front court, bounce pass coming from Loop. To the top of the arc to Charlie. Charlie sends it out to the right wing. 3 on the way for McKenna. Pete off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound on the far right sideline for Lady Eagles by Mojica, her 5th. Throws it ahead and a hard layup on the right side. Throwing it high in the air. It drops through the cylinder. That's Munoz. She's got 9. 1 away from double digits. 77-16. Lady Eagles by 61. Their biggest lead of the ball game. In the front court, top of the arc is Lupp. She gives over the far left wing to Charlie. To the free throw line, to Thomas, kicks it out to the right corner, to Pete. Pete will keep it on the same side, right to Thomas, and back to the timeline to reset to Charlie. Dribbles around the left circle, kicks over the far left sideline to Loop, up top, pass to the near right side. Stop and go dribble on the pivot. Losing the ball momentarily was Thomas. Thomas will kick it over to the left wing. Loop thought about a 3, decided against it, unloads instead to Pete in the left corner. Cross court right, and a 3 is going to come on the way. Hits the side of the backboard after the shot from Conley, but it's taken back, and a layup on the right side missed by Pete. And here come the Lady Eagles after the rebound. Munoz with it, her 2nd board. Bounce pass to the right wing. Stop and go for Mojica to the free throw line. Goes back door and a high shot in the front of the rim by Godwin. Couldn't get it to drop. And here comes the rebound for Farmington, taken down by Pete. Sends it ahead to a wide open. Charlie misses a righty layup uncontested. Lady Eagles get the rebound as Godwin pulls it down her first. Bounce pass and bringing it across to Munoz, top of the circle of the front court. Over to the right wing, corner, and a three on the way, and nailed by the Lady Eagles. Putting it through is Mojica. She's got 17. That is her fourth tray of the ball game. And that's also number 10 for the Lady Eagles from tray range, 80-16. A steal at the timeline by Munoz. Turnover number 20. She'll take it to the rack. Lefty layup is missed, but chased down on the right wing by Mojica, her sixth rebound. She'll hold the ball to get some set on the offense. Sends it back left corner to Navarro. Fires a three and nails it. First tray of the game for Navarro and first bucket for her. 11 three-point shots converted for Hobbs. Up now 83-16. 67-point lead, their biggest of the ball game. They dump it down to the right block for Thomas for Farmington. Kick out right corner, three on the way off the side of the rim. No good for Thomas. And the Lady Eagles get the rebound. Godwin gets it from the half-court line, tries to send it ahead. It sails out of bounds on the baseline. That'll be a turnover, number 9 for Hobbs.
Very tough pass to get, just passed it right over her head.
1 minute left in the game with the Mercy Roll clock, 83-16 Lady Eagles. Farmington getting the front court to Charlie left wing. Drives over to the far left sideline, unloads the ball. Left side to Thomas. Kicks it back to the right. Trying to dribble in traffic is Analu. Lost the ball and taken away at the timeline by Navarro. Turner number 21. Over to the right wing. Zepeda's going to spot up a WNBA three. In and out, no good. Ball's tipped out, and it's chased down for the Lady Eagles by Corelli Rivera, her first board. She'll come around the circle and come down the right side of the lane and sends it to the hoop for the score. Rivera with her first bucket, so the freshman gets on the scoreboard, 85-16. Hobbs up with 23 seconds left in the championship. Crossover move for Charlie on the right wing. Dumps it down to the right block to Pete. Pete gets muscled a little bit. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Will be a body foul on the Lady Eagles. Clock is probably going to run out before the inbound comes in here. They call that against Zepeda. That's her third team foul. Farmington inbound to the left wing to Pete with .5. That's going to run out the clock as a steal coming by Rivera to finish this one up. That is the 22nd turnover as the Hobbs Lady Eagles win it 85-16 over Farmington. Hobbs now 10-1 on the season, and will drop the Lady Scorpions to 10-2. And the championship going to the Hobbs Lady Eagles tonight, Ron.
Absolutely did, and I think this is their, actually, without even looking, I can tell you that this is the biggest win for the holiday tournament for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. But I'll have to double check, but still, a very offensive, defensive. They had a couple of times when they didn't do well. And the free throw line, of course, is a little subject, but other than that, perfect game, and just trounced the number 3 Scorpions, Lady Scorpions.
Yeah, excellent game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and of course they broke the record, 71-point record last year. They got 70, making that a 78 winning margin in their game at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, and that went back to 2004 for a record for the Lady Eagles, but didn't get as far as that this time. But heck, this is an unbelievable score. 16 points for a team that is ranked in the state of New Mexico. Farmington number 3 on the Max Preps poll this week, but I think the southeast corner of the state made a big statement here at Task Arena. We'll try to get you the all-tournament team here in just a minute. They'll read those names off. 85-16, the Hobbs Lady Eagles victorious at their home tournament. We'll be back in 3 minutes with the postgame show.
Thank you, Claire.
We have a runner-up for the 7th annual Hobbs Holiday Tournament, Farmington Lady Scorpions. Great job, ladies.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And the champions.
4, 5, 9, 14, 16, 21, 22, 23, 28, 32, 33, 35, 37, 42.
the champions for the 7th annual Hobbs Holiday Tournament, your own Hobbs Lady Eagles.
5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 16, 17, 21.
Plenty of time.
Oh. What can I hear myself?
I don't know. Can you?
Give them a big round of applause for the champions of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament.
Are we off?
Yeah, we're on.
I can't hear you. Hello, hello, hello? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh.
How about now?
Test, test, no? Test, test, test.
Well, you heard me a moment ago. I know, right? Thank you. Check, check, check.
Testing, testing, testing. Test, test, test. Nope, I'm going out.
Welcome right back to the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, the 7th annual, and the women just won their game big time, 85-16, and according to my records, it was the biggest win for them, not only by points, but also by point spread as well. So congratulations once again. We're about to find out who the Hobbs All-Star girls are for every team. We'll be back in just a moment right here as we continue the coverage. Of course, we're going to be back later on with coverage for the Hobbs boys. It'll be on Cool 95.7 as well. We're on the Eagle 100.5 and enjoying the coverage of this game. I know you are, as we have the sponsors right here. The sponsors being Thriftway and La Tienda, Rent-A-Center, Coffee House, Hydrotech, Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Rental, and NMR Pipeline.
They're getting ready to announce the all-tournament team, and Ron will take care of that for us here in just a minute. We'll get that announcement here. Let's take a look at the numbers in this ball game first, as the Hobbs Lady Eagles picking up a 85-16 win in this game tonight. First of all, for Farmington, they get nobody in double digits in this contest. It was 5 points for Karis Dale. She had 1 for 2 free throw shooting and had 4 rebounds. Harmony Thomas finished with 4 points, 1 rebound. Carly Conley finishing with 2 points, went 0 for 2 from the line with 2 rebounds. And Kyani Adelu had the only tray of the ball game for Farmington, as she finished up with 3 points. They had a free throw situation not too good, 1 of 4 for 25%, but only had 2 players getting to the free throw line in this ball game. 22 turnovers for Farmington, definitely their downfall in the contest. They were very much out-rebounded in the game as well. It was 42-21, so doubling up the rebounding of Farmington. Those are the numbers for the Farmington Lady Scorpions, who dropped to 10-2 on the season. And for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, a lot of different players getting involved in this one. 12 scorers in the contest. They had 3 in double digits. Nakia Mojica finishing up with 17 points and 6 rebounds. Also, she dumped in 4 3-pointers in this ball game. 14 for Brett Clay. She ended up with a tray herself and was on the free throw line 3 times, and was 1 of 3 for the charity stripe. Also had 7 rebounds, and we do have to remind folks, too, is that she was also one of the players that has just made a record in terms of career rebounds. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. We're going to take a quick 60-second break and come back as the Hobbs Lady Eagles win this championship game of the Hobbs Holiday Tournament 85-16.
And last but not least,
Why was my...
Red Clay.
Welcome back to the Hobbs Lady Eagle postgame show. A little technical difficulty with the wonderful tech sometimes, but we're back in business there. We were mentioning right before the break, Nakia Mojica, 17 points. Brett Clay with 14 points and 7 rebounds. She has a rebounding record here with the Hobbs program, as she had to get 7-10 and got 7-11 with the rebounds she had tonight with those 7 that she pulled down. So congratulations to her. Had a tray in the game as well. Kendall Cunningham getting all close to a double-double, 10 points and 9 rebounds in this ball game. So, again, 1 board away from being in the double-double tonight. Those were the 3 in double digits. Mojica, also Clay and Cunningham. And lots of other girls stepping up tonight as well. Kaysen Munoz with 9 points. She had a tray to her name and 2 rebounds. Madsen Zapata ended up with 5 points with 1 tray. Addie Everhart, the freshman guard, hit a tray for 3 points. Aliana Armitage with 6 points and 4 rebounds. It was Brent Hargrove with 9 points. She hit a tray and 1 board for her. Corelli Rivera coming off the bench, the freshman guard, getting a bucket late for 2 points. Carolina Seiss, 5 points, including a tray and 2 rebounds. Areli Navarro came off the bench for a tray and 3 points. And Elena Bolton finished up with a bucket and 2 points. So many people involved in this 85 points on the scoreboard tonight. Hobbs did not get to the free throw line very often. They were just 2 of 4 for 50%. I don't think those 2 points are very much needed with an 85-16 victory. Eagles out rebounding, doubling up on Farmington, 42-21 in this ball game. And again, the rebound leader was Cunningham with 9. 7 for Brett Clay, 6 for Mojica, the leaders in that category. Third straight game here at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament. The Hobbs only had single digits in terms of turnovers. They had 9 in the contest compared to 22 for Farmington. Hobbs shooting the lights out from three-point range. They had 11 trays and just 1 for Farmington. So complete domination in this game as they win this one 85-16. And you look at that fourth quarter scoring, Hobbs 14, just 2 points for Farmington in the finale.
Exactly, and held them to 6 in the second half. First half was only 10, so 16 altogether. So definitely had a dominant defensive, and also just threw off Farmington altogether. 10-1 came in here with 2 victories, of course, in the holiday tournament, but just could not get anything going with their offense at all. And you know you're in trouble when you got more turnovers than you do points. That's definitely a bad sign for you and your team as well.
So the Lady Eagles with this victory will add on to their other tournament championships from 2023, 2019, 2018, 2017. Add 2024 to that list to make it number 5, as Farmington, who did win this tournament a couple of years ago, unfortunately did not have a chance in this one, 85-16 the final. Don't forget, we got the Hobbs boys next up. We are going to be switching radio stations. We'll go to Cool 95.7 for the live radio coverage. We will stay at HobbsAmerica.com as well. You just go to the Hobbs Eagle logo there, and you'll switch to the boys broadcast, and of course on YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page for the boys broadcast only. So a little bit of a different media change there, but it should be an exciting contest as the Hobbs Eagles take on Cleveland. Cleveland's had some experience at this tournament. They got 2 wins here in the last couple of days and get ready to take on the home team. So again, final score for the Lady Eagles, champions here at the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, 85-16 against Farmington. Thanks to Evie Stuber back at the station, Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, and my daughter Jessica Friend on the scoreboard. We'll be back with Hobbs boys basketball in just a few minutes, again on Cool 95.7 and on the internet.